Hello everyone, it's another episode of Just a Chat with Bunmi, Alabi. It's good to have you here. How are you doing? I hope you're doing fine. Well, my week has been amazing. I thank God for the gift of life. As usual, that is the best gift you can ever have. So I thank God for everything God has done for me, and I thank God for you that you're watching me, whether on Facebook or on YouTube. Thank God for your life, and you're welcome once again. And today, like usual, I'm not alone because God has given me amazing people, amazing ladies to join me on this show. And here today, I have with me from my right, immediate right here, I have a one and only Avalon. I call her Mama Avalon. Is my one and only shopper, Auntie B, Auntie Bossel. It's been a while you've been here.
Yes, I'm happy to be back.
You're happy to be back. So where have you been?
Preparing to come back, but I'm
preparing to come back. Oh, tell me, you've been going shopping for people.
Seriously.
Business, making money.
Business, making money.
I don't know you like money, but you always do as if you don't like money. So you like money.
If there's anybody that doesn't like money.
So liking money is not being spiritual.
And it's never a sin. It's good.
But the love of money is.
No, don't love it. Just like it.
Money. Money is good. All right, then. No, I'm coming back to you. You are the last one because you are a guest here. So let me leave you. On my extreme right there, I have M.O.G.
Good morning, everyone.
You still tell me the meaning of M.O.G. Is it man of God or what?
No,
or God
that
of man?
is coded.
It's coded.
Yeah.
You want to know the meaning of that name?
Just emoji word.
Okay, M.O.G. word. Okay, our real name is Banjoko Kalejaye. Am I right? Kemisola.
Oluwakemi. The Banjoko is Ni, and
His name.
my husband's surname is.
Why do you put that? Why should you even put it there?
Because
at least did they pay half birth?
It's not when someone pay your bride price and you now forget your foundation. My dad's name, my dad
So please, so maybe I can now put my own surname as 14 letters.
Wow!
So God just shortened it to just 5 letters. And when I put it for jam, they have to shorten that. Just put it.
Can we hear the name?
Aladegbengbe.
Wow! This is the first time I'm hearing that.
Yes,
all those names that will not feel
very unique. It's not a common name. I just want Aladegbengbe. You've not heard it before now. God just helped me to just shorten it to Alabi. Simple and beautiful. Yeah.
To be grateful to Mr. Alabi for that.
Okay, Mr. Alabi, they say thank you for giving us a name that is shorter than you shortened the name. Jump from rejected. Thank you for rescuing us. Thank you for rescuing me. Anyway, all right. Then in the middle of these amazing women, we have our one and only wonderful sister. See the way she's just coding, She's just coding, as in
I'm a cool person.
You see now,
I'm actually a cool person.
Humble yourself first now. Just cool down, Okay. We are trying to just say that you are cool, calm and collected, So that I know you are small but mighty. I have here with me my amazing lady. She has a name. Her brand name is House of Noble. Yes, she does Ankara, different kinds of Ankara stores. Most of my Ankara dresses, she's the plug. She's the one that gets them for me. She's a distributor of Ankara wares, and she does so many businesses all around. But she's here today to join us in the conversation. Please join me as I welcome lady. She's not a lady.
You don't even know my name.
I don't know your name.
Yeah, so yeah.
How would I know your name?
How
would I know your name?
Say it, let me know.
Please join me as a welcome lady, Olaide Adeola. As you join the amazing women on the seat this morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah. Actually, my name is Bunmi Adeola Olaide.
We didn't put that
House of Number.
House of Number.
And you have to put the Adewumi for now.
Okay,
yes,
for now. So
Adewumi.
They've not really
the brand they've not really sold. Let me still enjoy it.
If you feel like when the name change, you can take the Adewumi off totally.
I'm not going to do that.
As for me, Banjoko is still part of
I'm not going to do that.
Enjoying it.
I just love the name Adewumi.
Adewumi. Okay, so that's your son. All right, good to have you here. She's been one of the contributors on Facebook. She's always there to support on Facebook. She's every time, as always online. Anytime she's online, she always watch her Facebook, and she's been supportive. So I said, okay, on this topic, we are going to bring you here on the seat to talk about it. And what are we discussing? It's just a continuation of the series we started for the past 2 weeks about motherhood and mental health, fatherhood and mental health. But today, we are not going to take it off the level of talking about people who are not yet married. How do they cope with their mental stress also? That is singlehood and mental stress. And that's why we have a beautiful young lady here who is still single, pretty seated, waiting for a Prince Charming to come and just ask for a hand. To put the ring. Just flaunt the finger. So Prince Charming, wherever you are, please, we are plenty that we are all our eyes are on you. Please, whenever you are coming to pick her, see the people you are going to meet for before you can access her. She's a treasure. She's a treasure that we don't just joke with. So she's here. She's single. I know we have a lot of singles out there. We have a lot of single ladies out there, and we love to just hear our point of views. So I believe we have a lot of young, mature single ladies out there, who are asking God that, God, when is it going to be my time? When is my Prince Charming going to come? When am I going to become Mrs.? Like somebody, I saw a post sometimes that Mrs. that this issue of Mrs. should be scrapped. That like a man now, it's just Mr. Whether you are married or not. But it's only women that they change it from Miss to Mrs. That it should be scrapped. What do you feel? Let's start from that.
I can't subscribe to that.
That they should scrap from.
It shouldn't.
Because some people, when they feel that, okay, you are still a Miss. I wanted to call you Miss Adiola, but some people see it as embarrassing that,
people call me Miss Adewumi a lot, and I don't feel bad about it.
But let's ask you, does it make any difference when you became a Mrs. from Miss to Mrs.?
Yes, it gives you a whole lot of I feel that you have now upgraded. Well, I'm not the kind of person that a lot of people call them Mrs. Akinjojo. A lot of people don't call me Mrs. Akinjojo. Maybe I grew up using me process, so I'm used to that. But I feel that if you're married and they call you from Miss to Mrs., it gives you this top notch, like I've upgraded.
Sometimes it makes me feel like an old woman when they call me Mrs. Alabi. I don't see seriously.
Maybe it's the way you are. Maybe I don't know the angle you are looking at it.
Then again, I think because my husband's name is long, so people find it very hard to call children. So I just call, I transfer the Auntie Bosse. People find it hard to call my husband's name. But for young boys, they call them master.
Yes. But they really call them.
No, it's not rampant.
It's not rampant.
It's not
rampant. Mature men, they don't call them master. You can't even
call them Mr.
Yes, it should be Mr. because they won't change their name. Even if they are married, it's still that same name. But it's your own name that changes. So there must be a change in that too. So I don't think it's an issue.
They call me Mrs. I like it. But sometimes it doesn't just work for me. So
like my son, anytime my son wants to refer to you, Mrs. Bunmi Alabi, as the way he will as a full name. Mrs. Bunmi Alabi. Okay. Call everything.
And I like when they call me Auntie B. I like it too. I like it. Okay, Miss Adiola, so singlehood. Since when, if I may ask, since how long have you desired to change from that level of singlehood to married?
Well, thank you. Actually, first instance, I don't plan on getting married without finishing my education first.
Okay.
So when it get to my last year in the university, people were like, firstly, I had OND. And I remember after my OND, all those my polytechnic friends get married, like
immediately.
A higher percentage of them. So it was like when you finish your OND, you go and marry. But me, even with the kind of parent I have, my dad will always tell me that you are in polytechnic. I'm not discouraging you, but until you are university graduate. That's when you.
Okay, your dad has already laid
Oh
that.
yes. So when I finish my OND, I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel that I've done something. So marriage was out of it.
So is that sorry if I'm coming? Is that what you wanted, or because of what your dad imposed on you that you have to finish your?
I never wanted to go to a polytechnic. It was when I've been delayed.
Okay.
So the opportunity of going to a polytechnic comes around. Instead of me wasting away from home,
okay,
I went to.
Okay, so things didn't really plan the way
They
you wanted.
didn't go. Yes, that's the way I planned it. So after my OND, a lot of my friends got married. Some went for their HND. But marriage was even out of it for me.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking about marriage. But when I enter uni, after my OND, I enter uni. Then when I was getting to the last year, then people start saying you should be married. Then I had a lot of my friends that are in a serious relationship, planning to get married. I remember a lot got engaged at our last year something. Okay. A lot got engaged. Then at home, people were like, okay, you are almost through. Are you through? Like, so people are already setting this thing, standard, that moment you are out of school, get married. So I didn't feel bad because myself, I don't want to get married before I finish
the university.
So it was done on me. After, it was when I finished my university and I wasn't in any relationship. Then I was like, okay, yeah, I want to be married. Then I think I felt ready, as in I feel I'm ready when I finish my
when you finish
university.
School. Okay,
that was when
people coming, were you having advances then?
Yes, there is no day you don't have. It's you that you decide what you want.
You are pretty now. You are beautiful.
There is no time.
But could it be you were a fickle there, that you were, because you know some ladies that all what they think about is academics. Academics, go to library. Is that the kind of person you are?
Yeah, no, that is not because I'm a fickle. I'm just an average student.
Okay.
But I was brought up by this young lady that had me as a teenager.
Your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
And right from when I'm small, you know, when you learn by example and by experience.
Okay.
So she was open to me.
Your mom? You mean your mom?
Yes, very open. She's my friend.
Okay, wow.
Yes, she
so
was.
I feel like your mom
yes,
is
she's
friend.
my
Was
friend.
very close.
She tells me, she doesn't only tell me the sweet part of it. She tells me the bitter part of it. You understand? So getting married was not being an vehicle. Then I have my own standard. Thank God for Christ. While I was growing up, the only rescue place me and my mom had then was church.
Okay.
And you know, when you grow from this CAC church, this serious evangelical church, they'll migrate to winners, but the standard doesn't change.
Okay.
The standard, and thank God we attend a lot of single and married programs. Where they tell you it's a no for you to have sex outside marriage. It's a no for this. It's a no for that.
Put all those standards down.
Put all those standards down, and you know, men. And as at then, the way I picture it then, if you are not ready to be kissed, if you are not ready to be on the bed, you are not ready for a relationship. We have quite few number of guys that will agree with you on that.
That's true.
So people, even till now, people still look at me like one street, rigid lady. Hard lady, like you don't bend your rules. There are some rules. I bless God I didn't blend. There are some rules I should have blended. That I wish I could.
That you were feeling maybe if you have bended, maybe you would have been married by now.
Yes. But there are some that later on I thank God I did. So I'm not an efiko. I'm just one lady who know what she wants. I go for it.
Okay, Miss Laide, there's this point I want to bring out. Could it be that because of all these programs and the way you were being brought up and the experience your mom has narrated to you that scares you for not even allowing someone to come into your life? Because fine, it's not all guys that will stick to that rules, but some might stick. Because I could remember Sister Bosse and brother Olonwa,
brother David,
brother Olonwa. I understand what I'm saying. Yes, brother Olonwa. I remember brother Olonwa then said that they courted for like 6 years. You understand?
And
nothing happened. So could it be that yours, you totally opted out because of what your mom said and because of what other people that scared that no, I don't want to fall into temptation. You couldn't give into any chances, any guide.
Well, it's not that I don't have boyfriends then at a particular point in time, but it's just that at times what you want, and knowing what you want, your environment too. Before, if you want to classify the spiritual Gwenven people, they have to be without earring, they have to be without. So you find few Christians, few believers that still put on jean trouser, that still do this and still maintain
good dresses,
maintain the Christian life.
And so then when people see you on trouser, they see you on this crop top, they see you on this, they believe you belong to the world. So I think that adds to it too, because it draws a lot of people, it draws some kinds of people to you. And mind you, then among the friend circle, the family. So everything was just contradicting each other. I could probably say I'm the only Christian in my family, in my father's side. You understand? And I'm more close to my father's side.
Okay.
And Muslims, you can get pregnant on the way, you can do this, you can do that. But to pull out of that kind of cycle, the people you move with, the people you live with, some kind of friends you have, because the SU people cannot accommodate me as a friend because I put on jean trousers.
The way you dress. Okay.
So being among the other ladies that put on the same trouser the way I am attracts some guys.
To you.
Let me tell you something. It's not all these Christian guys that are marriageable. It's not all of them that can stand on.
All the bro.
All the bro.
Tongues blasting.
What's to your question? Did I open up to somebody? Yes. I had a boyfriend. I have a series of boyfriends. Not one, not two.
Okay.
But when it gets to a time when you know what you want and you just know that this.
I think I could hold on to that word. You've been saying that word, knowing what you want. I think that's is a key point that won't let you bend to rules.
No amount of pressure. No amount of abuse. No amount of side talk.
Even have missed the society where you find yourself. Still.
Honestly, I don't know where I got that strength from. I'm just like, I didn't grow up among bad people. I grew up among Muslims and the good ones. But we have different saying. We have different thoughts, perspective about things. But thank God for my mom. Honestly, as in, I'm really, really indebted. Thank God for my mom. She had me as a teenager. She is my friend. She sat me down. She made me to see. Not that she got everything right 100%, but she tell me what she thinks I need to know. And that's
she did, because I know that the issue of, I'm sorry for bringing this. I think we are talking about, we have to maybe navigate into single parenting a girl child, because somebody said something sometimes that there's always a trend that any woman that has a child, maybe at a teenager stage or maybe outside wedlock, that there's always, or maybe a single mother, there's always a tendency, especially if she has a girl child, that there's always a tendency that girl child follow the same pattern. Have you noticed that?
Sorry to cut you off. I remember when maybe my SS3, and I'm not this ethical, but from school I'll go to a lesson and my mom would make sure she's registered me to a very standard lesson, but the place is very far to our house, and you will trek. I remember one day I came back late, and one of my uncle, he loves me, I love him. I don't call him uncle, I call him Big Daddy because it's my mom's elder brother. Out of concern, he was like, "You went to school. You are coming back to 7. Children too, we play on the road, we do a lot of this, we do gist, these teenage, we gist on the road." And you know, he said, I'm warning you, mind the way you live your life. Because your mom had you at this very age of yours. If you ask him now, he would have forgotten, but that stick to my brain. I remember when one of my cousins, one big sister, came around and she was like, oh, everybody come and gist me. Jola, okay, she didn't come in, she called me Sherry. Sherry, how far? Who is your boyfriend? I said, I don't want to have a boyfriend now. He said, why? I said, because people are waiting for me to follow the pattern that my parents did. So that thing is always in my brain. Honestly, I love him, he loved me. But that thing he said triggered something in me. I don't know, maybe it will have its positive and negative side.
Sometimes we say things we don't mean.
He just want me to be careful.
He was warning you.
But he was warning me, and he did it out of love and concern. But that word, I didn't blame him for that. But that word is a word that maybe I think that's the word I need then. At that time, to set me straight.
Yes.
Exactly.
But that, as it has any way of affecting the way you see men, because I know at a point you could blame maybe either of your parents, whether your mom, you could blame your mom that why should she allow, because I know you are still going to talk about that as if your feelings, your moods, because you see, as you're growing up, you see everybody growing up with their parents, their father, their mom, but you were not fortunate to grow up with that. Has it at any point affected you in the way you perceive marriage? Subconscious, not really something you deliberately want to do, but subconscious, that fear that is this what marriage is all about? When a father could not, maybe I don't know the way it happened, I don't know the story, not seeing a standard family setting, could it affect the way you perceive marriage, that let me just focus on my life, focus on my spiritual life, on my academics, not that you really planned it, but has it in a way affected?
No. And that is the surprising thing out of it. Number one, I grew up with these church settings.
Okay.
And I see marriage in church then.
Working.
Then back home, that my uncle that said I shouldn't, his home was working. Even my extended family, they are working. And the funny thing is, they show me more than enough love that I had to grow up and tell myself consciously that it's not this mom and dad that gave birth to me, they are just my uncle and auntie. Because they all, from every side, treat me like their home. So that doesn't affect my mom had me as a teenager. The two of them are teenagers, so nobody is at fault.
Your dad and your mom.
Yes, they are secondary school mates. So I'm their WAEC results as you are looking at me.
But were they able to make it up with you? Because this got me interested in the issue, because were they able to make it up with maybe forgiveness? Forgiving them.
They didn't offend me in any way. I always think I can't remember that year. I just woke up and sent my dad a lengthy message on his Facebook, and I just tagged, thank you for not erasing your past mistake. I think I read one write-up that if you are pregnant, it just takes you one tablet or two to wipe it off. Even though the two of them were teenagers, I'm grateful they did not erase their mistake. Because if the two of them chose to erase their mistake, I won't be here. I can't even remember that. It was a very lengthy message. See, there's one thing I am forever grateful for them. Because number one, my dad I've never had it in history that he said, I'm not the owner of this pregnancy. As a matter of fact, he set his parents up, give my mom everything she needs. I said, go to this place, tell them I'm the one that impregnated you. And he picked his race. He ran.
Wow, he ran away.
Not ran away like that.
Because of the
but he told
teenagers.
He told the lady where to go, who and who. So none of them offend me. Even though they cannot cater for me, but he stood like I'm the one that impregnated her. So with that, I don't think there's nothing. As in, I didn't see it as a sin. they didn't offend me. Okay. I'm even grateful to them that they did not. They chose not to erase their mistake. I didn't mean they did that. I won't be here.
Wow, that's
you want to. Well, sometimes the good and the bad. She has a very, very healthy upbringing.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that really helped
her to stand. Yes. And then some people will hear this story and say, mine was not like that.
Yes.
We are all a product. I watched something, a woman walking this morning and said, one of the things that when you are 40 years is allowing your childhood to win. So somehow she had a very healthy childhood upbringing. So one question I want to ask is, growing up, at least there's this time you came to the reality of this is Deola, now Deola wanted to get married.
Yes.
But it's not coming forth. How were you able to manage that and still standing in Christ? You understand? They didn't offend you, that part, thank God, it was healthy. But your own parts now, you're coming up and say, Deola is not married, but how am I able to balance it up and still standing in Christ and be happy?
Do you have down times? What are the triggers? What are the triggers?
I have a lot, as a series of down times. Like you asked the question that when did it occur to me? As in, this is Deola supposed to be married and she is still single.
Yes.
How do I feel? The truth, I felt I'm missing something that is very, very important. I felt uncompleted. And I felt there is this thing in me that gave me, at times, it will affect you, put meanings, you read every actions, even if they are not against you.
Yes.
Even the one people did innocently, you can pick it. And there is this ready, if not for Christ, if not for self-determination, there could be this ready approach to everything that to attack. When you say this, self-defense. Self-defense. But I don't know how I manage. But the only thing, the caption of it is, Lord has been my strength. I'm not trying to be religious, but the fact is, Lord has always been my strength. Yeah, why? Before I joined the House of God ministry, I came from Winners. And if anybody is very close to Winners, the word, the teaching. So I'm addicted student of the word. Even till now, I just cite, when I cite any, and I'm not particular to any particular, not about any preacher. I cite you minister something, I love it. I go online, I download all your messages. You sing a song, I love it. I go on your line, I download your songs. So when those times come, those difficult times come, mostly I put my word on play, even while I'm sleeping. I put music, even while I'm sleeping. At times when I can't take it, when I feel I can't take it, thank God for the counsel of God. So when it gets to a time I can't undo it with the word, I listen. I can't undo it with the music. Yeah, I run to my spiritual father.
Okay. So then you have things that actually inspire you, songs
books, books, message. At times when I get to a point, books will not end. Because I won't be able to assimilate anything.
So word of encouragement or something?
A word of encouragement from people, and at times just a smile. So at least that's I have two people on this seat that even just without telling them anything, they just see me and they smile. And they pretend as if they are not smiling. They pretend they are not. They pretend as if they are not passing the message. But I got the message. So things like that help.
Okay, I'm going to ask your question. Before you go to that you're talking about the coping mechanisms now.
Yes.
But I want you to really talk about the triggers. Things that you see in this because you really want to work on correcting some of the triggers and how to manage the triggers. You understand? What do you feel? That really, because people might say something like that. Your uncle that said that thing, he might have said it, but it just like there's so many people that would have, like the lady that we use as a case study that got a letter. The full story that maybe somebody So please, let's talk about the trigger so that people out there that are listening could learn from it and how they approach people going through this.
Okay, you want to say something?
Yes, research says that like 80% of single that stays alone, as in have a higher mental disorder like depression, anxiety. They get angry easily. Sometimes you just switch your mood. Like what you said there's some things that you get ready to attack people and all that. So these are what we want to know. What are your own experience in this thing?
Before we go to the trigger, let me answer that staying alone, because I stay alone. It's not that I just decide to stay alone. Like I rightly tell you people, after my university, all eyes were on me. Family, friend, enemy, everybody.
Frenemy.
So the only thing, thank God, then that I have to leave and Scott with a friend for 6 months, waiting for my NYSC call-up letter to come out.
Okay.
And I've always prayed that I want Lagos State. So the moment my NYSC call-up letter is out, I've been posted to Lagos State. I went to rent a house straight. And after my NYSC, I stay. Guess why I did that? Because at home back, there are so many expectations. There are so many side talk. There are so many
pressure.
There are so many pity. You understand? So I don't know how it happened to me. So pulling out from home helped me. I don't know. It might not work for others. I was able to pull out from people that knows me, that knows my age, that knows my age mates, knows my classmates, knows my siblings, knows
but during that period, during that period that people were like talking, some people will even say it to your face. Some will just gather and say that
they will come and meet me. My mom sells in a very big open market. Just greet them open market and Ibadan. Like Afema show. Like they call my name that they want to carry Ashwebi for my wedding, and they say it every day.
So how do you react to that?
They say it casual, just like a joke.
They say it with care. They say it with love.
To them, that is to
them.
But to you, you were hot.
It gets to a time I get that I'm not worried. Like maybe it's because I'm this kind of person. I'm not the happiest person on earth. But before I tell whatever you said about me, me and you would have already have one unsettled business.
Okay.
So I'm not an angel, but I can't dictate. I can decode when somebody loves me or not. I'm sorry.
So you're able to accept those things.
I'm able to accept it, but it got to a time it was really getting into me.
Exactly.
So I have to move. So what I did then is, and thank God for my mom. Honestly, thank God for my mom. My dad was against it 100%. After my NYSC, my dad put everything he could put to get me back to Ibadan. But my mom understand me.
Supported you.
She was the one paying my house rent. Even after my NYSC, I couldn't get a job. He paid my house rent. He sent me money for food. He sent me
your dad.
My mom, my mom.
Okay.
And somebody else, like a family too. You understand? My dad, out of his concern, was like, we all grow up together. When a teenager gave birth to a baby, the two of you, all of you, you have to grow up together, not support.
Yeah, okay.
As the parents are growing, the baby too is growing.
So you're almost like
And my mom right from onset, I don't know how she get that. She dragged me to church. She dragged me to the Lord. So she has this rest that even if I'm not close to her, I know her. My dad doesn't have that. So he was scared, and he's a guy man. You know what happens, how it goes. So he was 100% against it, that no child of mine will become something else in Lagos where your parents are, you are living alone. So but what I did is I pulled out.
Miss Zola, I really because of our time, I think I really appreciate the kind of person you are, the way you've been able to navigate through that journey of waiting. You know,
it's not easy.
I know it's not easy. Like that pressure.
I do cry.
When it was,
there are times I will cry. There are times I will sit in my room and cry alone. There are times I will just look around. I felt unfulfilled. There was a time I have to run to this my sister and I said, I have money, I have food, I'm okay. But there's this feeling in me. Then she now completed that, okay, you feel empty, you feel unfulfilled. I said, yes, you get it. And she said, it's a phase. It will pass. The moment she opened me up to that, so when next I felt unfulfilled and I noticed that I don't have all the money, but I'm okay. I'm not owing anybody. If I want to eat this, then why am I feeling this? Then I go back to what she told me. That is a phase. At times I enter my room, I cry. At times I won't be able to eat. At times I would just prefer to be in my room, lock myself up. But I don't just lock myself up.
Doing nothing.
I have so many gadgets, I'm sorry to say. I have series of sermons. I have series of messages. I have this series of music. And I watch films too.
How do you relax?
Me?
Do you really, are you somebody that really loves? Fine, thank God for that. If you have any question, ask. But I want to really know we're talking about your coping mechanisms now. We've seen a lot of single ladies that they just get locked themselves up. Fine, I think I support that issue of pulling out because it's one of the ways to get. If you are in the midst of people that are really not supportive, you understand. But some people, they pull out, they stay alone, but they are not able to manage it. They still get depressed, stay alone, staying lonely, locking themselves up. But you were able to do some other things. What other social activities do you get involved with that really helped you?
Well, before I answer that, let me talk about that pulling out. I didn't just pull out to come and stay alone.
Okay.
There's one thing God has always blessed me with, which I'm always grateful to God for that. It's the gift of good people
around you.
Wherever I find myself,
with people.
It's not that I picked them.
They picked you.
I just don't know how it happened. So that a lot helped me.
It shows you have a good spirit, because if you don't have a good spirit,
honestly, that's my strength. That helps me. Even people that I don't want, people that are for no reason I shouldn't be found among them. I just know. So and that a lot helps me.
It's the spirit you carry. Like I said, there are a lot of people that they are bitter. Even they're not even approachable. So you understand, but ever since I've met you, I've seen the way you smile, the way you joke, you are so. And I was why would this kind of amazing lady still be? You understand, but like the way you've really understood that yes, somebody that has a goal, what you want, that no, I can't compare myself with people, because that God has something special for you. It might look as if it's taking long, it's not coming, but someone like you don't deserve just anybody.
Yes.
But if I may ask, have you really thought of settling down with maybe anybody that just come in? Let me just settle down.
If I want to settle down with anybody, I would have been married since. As in since. So, and even though people interpret it for me, people said it's pride. People said I'm picky.
That's another thing.
Some say I'm too religious. I have somebody that is close to me tell me that you have gone to the mountain, you have gone to the valley, and nothing happened.
Can you imagine?
Because they, as in the person, understand that you pray. So not that you don't pray. I have people that, maybe some people still think I don't pray enough. But I have lesser people. But I have people that tell me, you have prayed, you have done words. Then what I do to relax, I don't know, I might sound boring. I don't know, I'm an addicted student of the word. I never get tired when I listen to the message of people I'm connected to. One of my Pastor David Akimbulejo, I remember when I knew him, we were not that close. So, and he's one this disciplined person that you can't just jump on him. You have to watch before. So I was like, well, thank God I don't really have anything to do with this man that is always finding his place. So I beg. Then there was a day he asked me to do something on his laptop. Then I now check his laptop. I saw messages. For real, I become his friend by fire, by thunder. Then I said, sir, all these messages, I want it. I copied and that was the first thing that brought us together. The messages, the word. So when I want to relax, like yesterday, today, even before I left this morning, I was listening to Apostle Joshua Selma message on mercy. So I don't know, I just felt like mercy. Then I went online to download every this man messages on mercy. At times when I want to download messages, like this picture, Funke Adejumo. Guess what? I love her messages where she doesn't talk about marriage. Have you ever listened to her message where she doesn't talk about marriage? Yeah. Powerful. I have a lot of her messages where she doesn't talk about marriage. And I have a lot of the message of my spiritual father, though I got that from one of our pastors, Pastor David. I relax with word, with music. I'm an addict. I'm not that spiritual.
That is what is keeping you going.
I'm not that spiritual, but I'm addicted. I love
Sister Diola, Sister I see. Let's balance things up. See, okay. I know, we're talking about this because of other people that are watching.
Yes.
We have some spiritual, we have some average spiritual, we have some.
I'm not that spiritual.
I know, but but me, I feel. I don't know, but I've been in the shoe before. My own self, I wasn't even putting pressure on it. It was my own family that were putting pressure. I remember she said something about when she was finishing school. You know, when I was serving, I served at Yobe State. I dread coming back home. I dread coming back home because I knew that while I was in school, I didn't bring anybody home. I had a lot of male friends. My now husband was part of them then. He was my friend then. Brother. President. But then I was focused. So many distractions. So when I finished serving, and I was to come back from Yobe State, when I got home, so I couldn't go for service. But so I was supposed to stay. Okay. And I had time to plan for my birthday party. I can't believe that on my birthday, there will be a session for question and answer as the same plan. My next sister, she just told all of my friends, go and ask your friend that who is she lucky man. Or is she she uses as an important woman. What Nakri Boto?
No.
Nakri Boto.
I had somebody that is very close to me that asked me if I'm a lesbian. And that was last year.
There was even no lesbian there now. She said, is it Nakri Boto? That was when I heard that thing for the first time. That is somebody that doesn't have You know, when I later heard that was what she said. I felt so hard. Like from my own sister, who will be putting such a pressure on me that come and see all the pressure now. You know, so there are pressure from different people.
When we're online, there are some things I cannot say.
Yeah.
Somebody that even asked me last year that, are you a lesbian? Can you imagine?
So did they put a lot of things
I told you,
what I was to say about this is that sometimes, sometimes people say, I don't want to talk. We throw words to people, we don't know the effects. We don't know the effect. That's why we should be careful. And the Bible also said, keep careful what you say to people. When you ask somebody that is looking for a child that or area carrier, they feel those things hit them.
As if they care.
In fact, you are getting it.
So they care.
My younger
when
sister,
some people are praying for me and God bless you by this time next year. And I remember the person has been telling me that by this time next year since like 10 years ago.
Keep your prayers because it's hard.
They can't keep it.
If you want to, it's hypocrisy. No, it's hypocrisy.
Better sometimes you keep it. Like my
it's better you pray on their behalf. Pray for them with the sickness.
I stopped asking her. Initially, I would ask her, Kilo one shele. So I realized that anytime I ask Kilo one shele,
she felt bad.
She will pull up. She won't call you. She will avoid you.
I actually stopped asking.
Then she'll be able to flow.
She'll now flow. But last time she called me, she was like, I need to tell you everything that is happening about. And she just said, so I stopped. I realized that some questions we tell people, or when you see somebody that does not know how to dress, and you tell the person, See color combination. You know, those things actually triggers things in a lot of people. So we should be mindful of what we tell people. You know, it's not
what we tell you, the advice, the so-called advice we think.
Or approach. You know,
wait. You people are talking about what to tell the advisor. You have not spoken about one thing.
Okay.
The look.
Exactly.
Look.
Yeah.
Eye contact.
Not real, like, there's this pity look. There's this concerned look. There's this questionable look.
That hurts.
Some people will not even say a word. Just their look. When they look at you, you get the message. Maybe the pity look.
So that
the
because at times, you know, you might be even doing
the
it
pity
unconsciously.
look. Yes, unconsciously. See, all those, both with the pity look, the concerns look, at least those two, they are not malicious. They are not out of this malicious mind. Just like you felt pity for people. I do pity people. But when you pity people to the extent that it is written all over you, and that pity look bring down something in you. You felt pitied. You felt okay. This concern look, you can still manage that. How far? How is everything? Like, let me give you an example. Let's say the concern look. How far? How is everything? Open is well. That's concern look. Abi, hey, can we talk? What's happening? That's it. But this pity look like. God
will answer your prayers.
I'm praying for you.
My prayer is with you.
But honestly,
and deep inside is
no, some are actually praying and some are not. But there's one thing is, you won't know you can be able to bear some things. You wouldn't know your strength until you
are in that situation. Yes.
Because I grew up at this one pampered with love on every side. I don't even know I can stand. If somebody told me I would go through all this, I could remember, fast forward last year, I had my 40th birthday.
Wow.
Honestly.
So you're 40?
Yes, last year.
Oh.
Wow. Even though if I don't tell you my age, you
admire you. You have a very beautiful stature.
And guess what? That last year, you know, almost everybody that I knew celebrated their 40th birthday, and they celebrated married with their kids. Wow. So I believe they have reason to celebrate.
Yeah.
So when it was my 40th birthday, I felt I don't have any reason to celebrate. As a matter of fact, I was praying that people forget. The funniest thing, my spiritual father gave me money for cake. Wow. I spent it. Yes, he said, "Are you not going to celebrate?" I said, "I'm not celebrating anything. We want to buy cake from you, but this." And she mentioned one of my sister's name that she was too busy, she couldn't get it, and this is the money. I collect the money. I spend. Even one coke I didn't buy for anybody, except sister that put knife on my neck and collect money for not even coke. She told me how she wants to go and treat herself outside and she collect the money. So I felt I don't have anything to celebrate. It really got to me that last year. As in, I feel it. So there will always be times like that. But it's a phase, it will just go. But so far you are not drowned in it. Of course. Time heals. I had somebody that come that she has paid for the photo shoot. All I need to do is pack my clothes. She talk, she pet, she get angry, she did everything. I didn't answer because I felt like, and the funniest thing, I didn't even buy anything for myself. It's this my sister that surprises me with one dress. Wow. Unfortunately, even when it's not my birthday, first Sunday I always target to wear new clothes.
Best clothes.
Yes, new mating. And then the first Sunday of my birthday, I didn't plan. And she's my designer. She was like, "What are we going to sew for your birthday?" I said, I gave her excuse that I want to do something for some people. That was in my brain. I just put this too busy. I just formed this too busy. When she went out of her way to get me a dress, which I have to wear. But I felt like I don't need to celebrate. So there are some times like that. And within a week or two, it passes. And here am I still standing strong. Do I feel bad? Fine. Do I always cry? A lot. But I'm that kind of person that know how to mask my pain. Am I giving up on God? No way. Will I ever settle for anybody? Kojo. That is it.
Okay.
Myself is pride or anything. I know what I want, and I know the plan of God for me. The Bible says, "For me, I know the thought that I think towards of you." They are thought of peace, not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Future
and so you can't expect God that creates everything good. Once a nonsense expected end for you, no. So I'm still holding on to God.
Thank you very much, Sister Diola. It's been an amazing time. Emoji,
I'm not coming back.
You have one thing. You have one thing to say about it because
you're coming back with
yeah, we are celebrating soon, and that is not even to make you feel pitiable. So see, a lot of people will come and want to intimidate you, to oppress you, or to do what. You see, I always say something that you can't really stop the way people make you feel. You can't stop what people say about you. You can't avoid it. But the only thing you can do is the way you receive it. So, it's your choice now to decide that I want to feel bad because of what these people say. That is their opinion. Their opinion about you does not determine the opinion you have about yourself. Because you said something that really struck my mind, that you have a goal. You have a goal, what you want for yourself. And you can't just settle for anybody because anybody is putting pressure on you. They're not the one that will live there for you. They are not the one that will manage your home for you. So it's not about putting pressure on yourself. Before I talk about my home coping mechanism that I want you to have, and for other people that are watching, do you have something to say?
Yes, I would say I don't really have much experience on that. I don't have experience on that.
You got married immediately?
Yes.
I think you said you met your husband when you were in secondary school. I remember.
Catch them. But thank God that they didn't have to.
Thank God they did not have
No. I got married after NYSC. I finished my NYSC before I got married.
We met in secondary school.
We met in secondary school. We move on. And after my NYSC, we got married. But there is this thing I honestly, I know it has not been easy, except if we are pretending. Because sometimes I would fine, I'm not in that shoe. I've never been in that shoe before. But I know people that are in this shoe, they are not finding it easy.
At all.
They are not. But what I just want to say is that no matter what, it's a phase. Don't get distracted. Move on. Your time is coming, and that is your best time. Yes. Don't get distracted. Continue with the good things you are doing with, and the Lord will hook you up with the bone of your bone and the flesh of your flesh. I know it's crying, it's okay. Yes, if you want to cry, cry. There is nothing bad about that. If you want, but don't get depressed. Please cry it out. If you need to talk to someone about it, please look for someone you trust. Talk to discuss with someone you know you can confide in, someone you know that whenever you go to the person, whenever you are in their midst, you get fulfilled, you get encouraged, and you get relieved. Please move closer to these people, and it's a face.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you, ma.
Auntie B, your last word is that you are carried away with this, with all our story, because
when you've heard a lot, you've seen a lot. It's not easy. Sometimes you encourage people, and you feel after encouragement, what else?
Yes.
Like David said, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. Encourage yourself, and you are the best of yourself, and you're the best person that can talk to yourself, even after everyone has said something. Like she said, she find a niche for herself. What helps her stand? Just find what helps you stand, but always know God will not leave you alone.
So, well, my own final word is to add to the coping mechanism. Like she was saying that she's a woman of the world. Fine, you're a spiritual woman, which I celebrate. We are spiritual too, but me, I always like to be on the balance side. Please, as a single lady of marriageable age, like she said, it's just a phase of your life. Like people that were there, and I wish I could bring somebody who waited for a long time and she's now married. She would have forgotten all those waiting periods. The waiting time is not an easy time at all, which I understand. There are times that you feel like having sex. Yes, no, your hair, let's take. You are human. You feel like somebody cuddling you.
Like you feel like you need a companion.
These are the
Just
things.
like you are just too alone.
You are too alone. There are times like that. Yes, which is something that happens, a normal thing, but my dear, I want you to know that you are not alone and it's not going to be forever. But first thing foremost, that she said that have a goal that you can't settle for anybody, anyone. Because this is the time that different people will be coming to you just because of what you have. Not like you have money, you have everything. There will be some men that want to come to you because of the money you have, but you have to be focused so that you know the person that really love you for who you are and not for your money. So that having a goal is number one thing. You can't settle for anything. Then number two, take your time to go out, be social. I'm not saying don't be spiritual. Go for events.
I think I'm lacking that aspect.
Yes, and that is where I think I'm going to. Yes, I'm going to even be. We take her out. Yes. So please go out, go for parties.
I'm going to be the one to pay the bills.
Don't worry, leave that one. So go out, go for events, go for social events. As in, be a part of courses. You can join a course as in something you support. Okay, you love to talk to teenagers, love to talk to young people. Find a course you can be doing. By the time you keep engaging yourself in all these things, you spend less time staying alone, thinking alone. Then you have enough time to be able to meditate and think straight. Then, like what she said, talk to a trusted person. If you know that you've been seeing symptoms of mental health, maybe like depression, you're always lonely, you're always feeling like suicidal, please talk to a therapist or you talk to somebody you trust so much. Then society, our association of supporters group, association of family prayer warriors, online in-laws, online supporters,
online parents.
Please, before you advise people, please think about it. Know that you are looking for, you are waiting on God for something that is not happening. And if people are putting that kind of pressure on you, how would you feel? So always put yourself in the position, in the shoe of others. Please, why you are so concerned about that with them, please pray for them in your closet. Not until you talk to their face. They mind the kind of advice you give to them. Mind the kind of, don't give them that pitiable look that this and that. Please let them be. Let them be. And I know with this one is going to be a beautiful place. So, my dear sister, good to have you. Like I said, we are not putting pressure on you. Thank God you are doing
people are taking me now.
Ankara, yes, it's going to be. We are going to celebrate you very soon. Thank you. And I wish everyone that are watching, that are still waiting on God for the best partner, God is going to give you the bone of your bone. You will not miss it. You will not make that mistake that will ruin your life. In fact, some people I read the story of a woman that she got married late at maybe 46, and after getting married, the husband just flew out of the country and he has not come back since. So she's more or less like just married and still living single.
And that one
child,
is even
nothing.
terrible.
So it's even terrible. So she can't even go and marry someone else again. So please, just take your time. Hold on to God. Don't give up, because God is going to settle you. Thank you very much for joining us this week, this episode of Just a Chat. Till we come away again next week for another interesting episode. Bye from me. Say bye to them.
Bye.
Thank you.